Okay, now this is very important. A lot of the people, whether experienced or freshers, I won't mind, let's say, lot of experienced consultants also do these mistakes. They do not include the things required and they exclude the things that are required. Okay, sometimes they include the things which are not required also. So what are the important things that you should mention in a resume? A resume is a formal document that provides a summary of a person's. There are 5 important things that you should mention in your resume. What is the first thing? The first thing is the contact info and objective statement. Now, what is contact info? When I say contact info, it doesn't mean your lane number, your house number, your exact colony where you reside. No, that doesn't mean a contact number. Contact info. Contact info, if you can note down, contact info only means your name, your mobile number and your email ID. That's all a contact detail would mean. If some of you have got, let's say, very good profile, LinkedIn profile, who's let's say quite matching with the resume you are sharing, then you can mention that LinkedIn profile link also. Other than that, you are not supposed to mention your house number, lane number, city, postal, this and that. That is not required actually. They are not sending you any postal, let's say postals, right? They want to have your interview scheduled. So the information that they would need is your contact number and email ID. That's all. Now next is objective statement. What is objective statement? Objective statement summarizes your profile or your resume in few lines. Okay, this can be called as summary of the CV. Objective statement. It should tell the consultant or the recruiter that how much experience have you got. Okay, so you'll say, if you are already experienced, you'll say I've got 3 years of experience in sales field as a manager. Okay, and your best suitable skills only you will mention in the objective statement. Okay, so what should be the content of objective statement? How much experience have you got in this field you are, let's say, applying for the job. If the position is for a developer, you will say I have got 4 years of experience as Java developer. Okay, I have got skills or I've got experience working in so and so. Okay, microservices, other things. That is your objective statement. Clear what should you have in contact info and objective statement? The next thing is skills. Okay, what should you have in your resume? Skills. But see, there's something written in the bracket, relevant skills. You're not supposed to mention skills which are not relevant for the position you're applying for. You may be applying for a developer position and you have skills which has got no relation with the position you're applying for. Then those skills should not be mentioned. They're not required actually. Recruiter or interviewer is not interested in those skills. Okay. Next. What is next? Next is the work or professional experience. So if you're already an experienced consultant, you should mention your work experience. There is something called as chronological order of preparing your resume. Does anybody know this? Chronological order. What happens in this is, if you have got experience of 4 years and you have worked for 3 companies, the most recent project or most recent company experience you will mention in the top. You will follow the top-down approach, wherein the recent company will be mentioned at the top and subsequently the previous company is down. Okay, that is your work experience. So in work experience, we will mention things like, for which company you work, the company name, the position you worked at. Let's say in the last company you worked, let's say you worked in TCS, you worked as a Java developer. So you will mention client name or company name as TCS, role Java developer, and the duration of the project or the association with the company. So if you worked for TCS for only one project and the duration was from so and so date, so you will say duration from to date. Okay, and then you will list down your responsibilities and roles that you have carried out during that experience. Okay, the next thing is your achievements. Okay, so you may have achieved certain things while going through all of these experience, or even if you are a fresher, you must have achieved something in your academics. Something must have been achieved by you. Then those things can be mentioned under achievements column. Okay, achievements section. Then last but not the least, your educational background. Okay, you're not expected to mention, if you are going as experienced consultant, you're not expected to mention your let's say percentage of 10th, 12th, all right, 7th, what you have achieved in 7th grade, 10th grade, 12th grade. You know, only the latest degree, master, if you have done master degree, just mention master degree and your graduation degree and just the university if you want to mention. That's all. If you have got good grades, then you can mention grades. Otherwise, you can safely just mention the degree name. For freshers, you can mention your graduation degree. Along with that, you can mention only your 12th experience, the latest. Okay, that's all you can do. So that is enough. So what are the things that you should mention in your CV? There are 5 important things: contact info and objective statement. I've told you what should you have in contact info and what should you have in objective statement. Then your skills are relevant with the position you are applying for. Your work experience, try to follow chronological order while mentioning your work experience or professional experience. Then your list of achievements and your educational background. Clear until? Yeah, go ahead, please. Like, ये क्या आपको ये 5 चीजों के अलावा और क्या लगता है कि डालना चाहिए सीवी में? ओके, ठीक है, मैं आपको एग्जांपल लेता हूँ कि कॉन्टैक्ट इन्फो में बहुत सारे लोग क्या करते हैं. आई होप मोस्ट ऑफ यू मस्ट बी कंफर्टेबल विद हिंदी एज वेल, सो आई विल बी यूजिंग फ्यू हिंदी वर्ड्स हियर एंड देयर. तो कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं कि दे मेंशन देयर मैरिटल स्टेटस. दैट इज नॉट एट ऑल रिक्वायर्ड. दे मेंशन देयर बर्थ प्लेस. नॉट एट ऑल रिक्वायर्ड, राइट? Why would a recruiter and interviewer would go and see your birthplace? They're not interested in those things, right? If required by HR people or for other processes, they will definitely reach out to you via email. While let's say once you are selected, then they may reach to you for those details. Just understand the purpose of resume. What is the purpose of resume? To secure an interview. And to secure an interview, you are not supposed to share your details which are not required. So do not mention unnecessary details in your CV or in your resume. Never. It just overburdens the recruiters or interviewer's job. They'll have to go through extra details. Okay? Not required at all. समझा अभी? हिंदी में हम हिंदी या उर्दू में हम लोग एक लाइन बोलते हैं, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. So your resume should appeal the interviewer or recruiter. They should be, yeah. Somebody, if you're not asking a question, please go on mute unless you have a question. I hope everybody is clear about these 5 things: contact info, objective statement, skills, work or professional experience, your achievements, and your educational background. So these are the 5 important things that you should have, that all of you should have in your CV or resume. Okay, now, yes please, any question from here? Yes please. Very good question. See, this is what the question can be. So like, if you are a fresher, you must have done something as a mini project or internship in your academics, right? It's a mini project. Like if you are in the final year, they'll ask you for internship things, and you must have done some mini project kind of things. So that thing you can mention in your experience, right? It will not be called as work experience, but it can be called as relevant experience. Okay, so if you have developed something in Java and you are applying for a Java developer, that can be treated as your relevant experience. समझा अभी? Freshers के लिए you are supposed to mention the academic projects. और achievements में भी freshers के लिए क्या होता है? Freshers के लिए you can mention the things you have achieved in your academics, like you must have taken some participated in the competitions, like national competitions, international, let's say state competitions, district competitions. Relevant. Okay, you should not mention that you won a district level carom championship and you are applying for a Java developer. So that will not justify any good skill in your, let's say, position. अगर आपने कुछ ऐसा किया है कि लेकिन आप जावा डेवलपर के लिए जा रहे हो, बट देयर वाज अ कोडिंग कंपटीशन एंड यू वन, एटलीस्ट यू पार्टिसिपेटेड इन दैट, व्हाटएवर इट इज, तो वो आप मेंशन कर सकते हो इन द अचीवमेंट्स. ठीक है? यस प्लीज. we'll see that those are called as hobbies. They are not achievements, right? They are hobbies. So when should you करेक्ट करेक्ट वो आप मेंशन कर सकते हो, वो आप मेंशन कर सकते हो. सॉफ्ट स्किल्स मेंशन कर सकते हो आप, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, योर क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, ओके, मल्टीटास्किंग. ऑल दीज आर व्हाट, ऑल दीज आर not relevant to the position, but they are still the skills, common skills. As a fresher you can definitely mention them. Hobbies we'll see. Okay, hobbies for experience and for freshers, they are like, you know, two different aspects. So we'll see that on that as well. Yes, please. Though it will not carry a weightage, but somehow you'll have to mention achievements, right? Or your work experience or professional experience. So you can mention that, and while giving the interview, if you are shortlisted and while you are giving the interview, you can at least mention that, you know, you learned the things. See, you may not have learned IT things, but you must have learned team building activities, right? How to work in a team, how to take the responsibilities. All these are also learning, right? These are also professional kind of relevant experience. So things like that at least you can mention in the interview, that you may not have learned IT skills while working in the mechanical project, but you definitely learned team building sikha or coordination sikha, right? How to work in a team. So these things you can mention.